Hi, Kenny and Caitlin here from Embroidery Library. We have some fun projects to show you to help you spruce up for spring.
For example, this fabric basket is great for sewing and crafting supplies or anything else you need organized and stored.
I'll show you how it's done. To start, cut a piece of sturdy cotton fabric, like denim or twill, to 20 1/2 inches wide by 14 inches high. Along each side edge, measure and mark 5 1/2 inches up from both bottom corners. Draw a line connecting the marks. The area under the line will become the bottom of the basket. Print a template of the design using embroidery software. A template is a great tool for planning where to stitch. Position the template within the top of the shape, center the template side to side, and leave about 2 inches of space in between the top edge of the design and the top edge of the fabric. Mark the center point and the horizontal and vertical access lines. Remove the template and hoop the fabric with one piece of medium weight cutaway stabilizer. Attach the hoop to the machine and load the design. Move the hoop so the needle is right over the center point. Embroider the design. When the design has finished, trim away the excess stabilizer on the back side of the embroidery. For the opposite side of the basket, cut another piece of sturdy cotton fabric to 20 1/2 inches wide by 14 inches high. Then, for the trim, cut 2 pieces of print cotton fabric to 3 inches wide by 20 1/2 inches long. Align the trim pieces along the top edges of the side pieces, right sides together, pin in place, and sew a 1/2 inch seam along the top edge only. Press the seams with an iron. Lay a piece of medium weight fusible interfacing flat with the fusible side facing up. The interfacing will help give the basket shape. Lay the side pieces on top, right side facing up. Cut around the shapes of the side pieces. Use an iron to activate the interfacing. Then top stitch a 1/4 inch seam along the inner edge of the trim on each side piece. Align the side pieces right sides together and pin in place. Sew a 1/2 inch seam along the side and bottom edges only. Square off the bottom by aligning the bottom seam with the side seams. Pin in place. Draw an 8-inch line across the fabric at each corner. Sew a seam across the line. Trim each corner, leaving 1/2 inch excess. Turn the fabric right side out. For the handles, cut 2 pieces of print cotton fabric and 2 pieces of sturdy cotton fabric to 2 1/2 inches wide by 12 inches long. Pair the pieces right sides together, pin in place, and sew a 1/2 inch seam along one of the long sides. Lay the fabric flat and fold the long edges in 1/2 inch to the wrong side and press. Then align the long folded edges wrong sides together and pin. Sew a 1/4 inch seam along the folded sides. Pin the ends of the handles about 1 1/4 inch out from each side seam. Allow the raw ends of the handles to extend about 1/2 inch past the edge of the fabric. Pin in place. For the inner lining, cut 2 pieces of fabric to 20 1/2 inches wide by 16 inches high. Align the pieces right sides together and pin in place. Sew a 1/2 inch seam along the side and bottom edges. Square off the bottom just as you did earlier. Draw the lines, sew the seams across the lines, and trim the corners. Insert the embroidered outer piece inside the inner lining, right sides together, and align the side seams and the top edges. Pin in place. Sew a 1/2 inch seam along the top edge, leaving about 8 inches open at the back. Turn the fabric right side out and insert the inner lining inside the embroidered outer piece. Turn the fabric of the opening in 1/2 inch to the wrong side and pin in place. Sew a 1/4 inch seam along the entire top edge of the basket. Now your basket is complete. These baskets are perfect for sewing notions, knitting, or crafting supplies.
Keep one handy in your living room for magazines, throw blankets, or remote controls.
You can change it up by using nylon for the inner lining and put cleaning or laundry supplies inside.
Here are some other projects to include in your spring cleaning and organizing.
This closet caddy hangs on a door and holds shoes, clothing, and more. Stitch up an in-the-hoop bottle apron and dish towel set.
This bottle apron fits perfectly over any soap bottle, and Floursack towels add an easy breezy addition to any kitchen. Thanks for watching today. Have fun sprucing up for spring!
For machine embroidery designs, videos, and step-by-step instructions for all the projects you've seen today, visit our website
www.emblibrary.com.